We'll see if he's telling the truth. Alright. Let's see what Gunner's got to say. And then we'll go play Peak. I need to go get a drink first, though. I really want to complete Peak. Like, I want to get to the Peak, man. I was literally listen to me saying what I'm saying, even though I died first every time. It was it was too difficult to carry the rest of that team, man. Maybe today will be different. Who's playing? Right now it's just me, Grand, and Ziggy whenever he's around. Just what?
For that position. So you guys don't reach your 3 out of 4 majority, and then it goes to a vote, and then the public votes that person in. Then what do you?
It's Weiss.
I don't.
Hey.
He's telling the DOJ why they're.
But why not put requirements in the legislation that detail that they cannot be a convicted felon to even be considered to be nominated for the position?
It's
no,
terrible.
Because you have to. You would get all the way through not agreeing, going to a public vote, them voted in.
Grab
it shouldn't even get that far. It shouldn't even get that far.
Damn, Weiss is backing us up. What's going on?
I don't want to say I told you so in the future, but just watch. Just watch.
I mean, you say that like you're going to be around and see any of this happen. It's like your first time in what, like 4 months? If I got a point then.
I mean, look, this is since I've been back, this has now been brought to me, and this is terrible. Like everything about this.
Oh, what?
Is
Do the
terrible.
marshals come running to you? Oh, Dad,
yes.
Dad, look what they're doing to us.
Yes.
I hope Dark has talked to you too. That guy's being the biggest fucking freak ever.
I have not spoken with Dark.
Huh?
Who is there? Somebody that's in the that you guys have in mind for this spot? Are you just gonna appoint Dark finally, or like what's the plan?
We're definitely not appointing Dark. No. He literally embarrassed himself in front of the legislative authority meeting yesterday.
Classic. But like, is there somebody that you guys have in mind, or is the idea to pass this and then start talking about it?
No, the idea is that it's gonna pass and then we'll do interviews.
Oh my god.
Oh, should we just sit on our hands for another 3 months? Is that what you want?
I mean, I told them that the idea
what
of
is going on
didn't make sense, and that the legislative authorities coming together to do something did make sense, and that if everybody was in agreement, the likelihood the state overruled it is probably slim to none. And that the only reason the state even stepped in last time was because the legislative authorities disagreed. But
Well, you mean when they
Barrett was
changed the
also a driving force
Constitution?
in that, saying that the SASM disagreed. So I guess it depends how much SASM disagrees and whether Dark has that same resolve that Barrett did to make things not happen. I think it should go back to the fucking way it was back in the day. Like everything was fine, and then Barrett threw this whole fucking wrench in everything, and then said, "Yep, I'm out, peace," and then said, "Here's all this shit to clean up. Have fun."
Yeah, and there was so many legislative holes to the point where marshals can't even do impeachments.
I also have the DOJ begging, the
What?
DOC begging to come back under the DOJ.
You mean marshals
That's
can't do
fine,
impeachments?
by the way. Okay.
I mean, that's UE, but
But that's
Hello,
the
not
what
injured
is
word
going on?
specifically
That
asking,
was-
"Can I come home?"
Okay, but you guys also threw her to the fucking wolves when you appointed her. You guys kind of just gave it to her and didn't like help her at all.
What is
I
going
mean,
on there?
Said we were
Tell
there
me you
for
didn't
anything
do
she
that.
needed.
Tell me you
Also,
didn't do that.
I got
Tell me you didn't do that.
What?
There's no way you're about to tell me you didn't do that. You didn't literally throw her to the wolves.
Throw the wolves how? What do you mean? We
You
gave it
literally
to her,
just
and then
appointed
DOC
her
got
and then
taken away
let her
from
go.
us like 2 days later. What do you mean?
You guys just appointed somebody to appoint somebody, and she was
We
nowhere near ready
appointed
for the position.
the deputy warden, the second in
Which was
command
just
of the thing, as
which
the
was the
head because
girlfriend
Gary
of
was a fuck.
It's okay.
Hold on.
All I'm saying is,
But now nobody's giving them money, man.
Hold on.
Like,
Danielson
they
has
didn't even
issues
wanna
with
leave.
appointing the deputies that were
okay,
appointed
it's
by
not about
the
them wanting to leave or
person in
not.
charge.
It's
Hold
about-
on. It's hypocritical,
Well,
man.
also, they know they can ask for money, and we've all told them that they need to ask for money because we can't just give it. Like the DOJ can't just give money. Like that makes them dependent on us, and we can't do that.
But okay, so
Can't
marshals,
get over
I get
Doc's
it.
been
With
a
DOC,
freak all
who
weekend. What was that
cares?
about?
Because we literally
fuck?
we commit people to prison, and that makes us financially interested in how they do that. It's the same reason why we don't give Blaine County money for sentencing.
What the prison operating and reimbursing the counties is those are two very different things. What is the conflict of interest if you were to fund DOC?
It makes them under us. The whole point is that they're not under us. They're an independent entity.
Right. But if they get funding from the Department of Justice, what is the conflict with with SASM?
That
I
makes
get it.
them
I
under
get
us.
it.
That means they only exist because of us.
Which, again,
Which is not what the
who
state wants.
objects to that? But the state doesn't. The state wants to put in they want to appoint a marshal director, but you've decided that since they're not taking action, you're going to
The
step over them
legislative
anyway.
authorities have decided that, and I personally don't give a fuck. I don't want to be the one put on a stake for it because that's not going to end
Who
well
is drifting
here.
around in a circle like a dumb fuck?
That's
Hey, I'm trying to listen in. We pissed a lot of people off. This stuff, I think. Going home.
So, based on what he was saying to the justice,
Yeah,
they're
anytime within
planning
29
in the
months.
next couple of days to have you replaced with this. If we do not contest this legislation now, you're out.
Yeah, okay. This whatever. Do they think I care?
Probably, yeah. I think you should throw up a contest, you know? I mean, I think there's a good reason to contest it, especially based on what Wax was saying. I mean, it's going against what the state has specifically said that they want.
I mean, we could just throw up a contest and say, I guess we'd still have to pay, right? But we'd have to.
For a contest, is it? Do we have to pay to contest legislation too?
Yep.
Not just to impeach people?
You have
How
to
much
pay
is the
for
contest
everything.
legislation?
I think it's the same amount, isn't it?
There's no way. There's no way it costs money to. Oh, are you washed?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was just trying to get into my MDT, but instead I wanted to watch check you. So, let me just, yep. Now I'm gonna instead go into my MDT and,
Yeah, what's the, I don't even know what it's called. Legislative approval and that one. I think it's that one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 250 grand to pay to the DOJ bank account from the contesting individual. I don't have 250 grand.
I've got 200. I can wire you $250,000.
I mean, it doesn't have to be me who does it. To be honest.
I mean, it looks. I mean, it looks better as the director of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's been said then? Was that Weiss, by the way?
Yeah, I was. And then the next couple of days, they're trying to have you replaced, like I said, basically. I mean, I basically gave him the rundown, and I think that legislation is bullshit. And he was like, huh, no. He basically kind of played devil's advocate for a bit. And then after he started reading it, he was like, this is a dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Where are they? I want to tell Gunnar what I heard on the phone, but the last thing I need is Gunnar yapping about what I heard. Look at him running away!
Did I not just say that to you?
Who
You
was
did,
that?
and
Where the
Dark,
fuck
step
did-
off the fence for me.
Oh,
There he is. Hi,
Who
Dark.
was that? Hey,
Hello,
guys,
Wilson.
good to see you.
Good to see you as well. How you doing?
Well, I've been better, mate. It's been a crazy couple of days, I tell you what.
It seems like it's been a crazy couple months, man. I'm reading a bunch of shit that's been going down, and I'm very concerned for
full-blown terrorism every day.
the state of the state.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, man. I'll be honest. I mean, I went to a legislative authority meeting yesterday because I'd had some concerns with one of the legislations that they were submitting, and in no better terms, I got ambushed, and I tried to raise some concerns about the legislation. I got told by the mayor to do my fucking job, but was how it went. It got
I'm not trying to
real
be a
tense
stir,
real
but-
quick.
Like we
Yeah.
didn't just impeach the chief of EMS.
What you said you're not trying to be a star, Flores?
I said I'm not trying to be a stir, but Danielson was just over here, and he was alluding to that meeting that you had, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like Dark just absolutely embarrassed himself." I was like, "I don't think that's what happened."
Interesting.
Apparently, this is all being pushed through because they need to place you ASAP. I don't know what the fuck that's all about, but
They need to replace me ASAP, but gee,
that seems to be why this is getting pushed through. Now, listen, Gunnar was mentioned that I would support a contest of this legislation. Hell, I'll pay for it if you guys want.
What? Dark, there you go.
I mean, I spent 250 grand on an impeachment
Alright, he needs
yesterday.
the money. He needs
I
the
don't
money.
have
He has
any
no
money left. We have
Yes,
no
Weiss.
martial money.
Yes, Weiss. I will
Hold
accept
on,
it on his
I'll speak
behalf.
to Danielson.
This is me accepting the money on.
Yeah, Danielson
Richard
was
Dark's
like, "There are
behalf.
motivations behind this legislation," and I said, "I don't doubt that Rizal isn't motivated. I'm
I
sure
don't know that
Rizal's
there's
very
ulterior
motivated."
motives.
And then Danielson was like, "Well, until you have any hard facts or evidence as to what you're alluding to, I don't want to hear it."
Okay, I mean, you know, I got balls on that Danielson. I guess I'll give him a call. There's no way he doesn't pick up. There's no way. There's no way. Dude, what is going on? What is going on? In a meeting? You just got into a meeting? With who?
Like it's gonna be sipping on interviews for weeks.
Hello,
Hey Richard, how's it going?
Hey,
You
it's
looking
not
for
too
somebody?
bad. I'm looking for Danielson. You know where he is?
He's in the meeting room with the chief right now.
Oh, the chief? Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is everything okay between the justices and myself?
I ain't got no beef for you, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about anybody else. It's their personal beefs, their personal shit, you know.
Sorry.
There definitely seemed to be some tension. You don't know Roman? He's a magistrate.
Hello. Oh, yes, Roman. We met. You gave me contempt of court the other day. It was
Yeah, I
lovely.
gave you contempt of court.
That was a very enjoyable court case, I'll be honest. Grayson, can we have a chat really quick?
Jewel, where do you want to go?
I don't mind. Somewhere private.
Yeah. You want to go into the chambers? Or just
Sure,
in the
I
corner?
don't mind.
Good deal.
I don't trust Grayson either.
Do you want me to text Sean, let him know you're here?
I called him, but then he said he's in a meeting, so...
Yeah, he's literally in there with the chief.
Oh, I'll text him, don't worry.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
what's up?
so, I mean, I just came around, and I guess Weiss is around, which is nice to see.
I haven't seen Weiss in months, yeah. It's a little strange.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I only saw him like twice when he was director anyway, but,
Barrett's around too. If you haven't seen Craig.
I think he's doing law stuff.
Yeah, he signed as an attorney.
Yeah, so anyway, I just heard from, I guess, the two marshals and then and then Weiss, is he employed or what is he?
He's a judge, yeah.
Apparently Danielson was like saying that I was an embarrassment in that meeting yesterday or something, and I'm just very...
I don't know. He hasn't spoken to me about you at all.
Okay.
Whatever he said to anybody else, no. I haven't had any conversations about you at all.
So I guess I'll ask straight up just so we can get it direct.
Mm-hmm.
Do the justices have any issue with me?
As I said, you'll have to ask them. I don't.
I mean, you're justice. You can speak for the department, can't you?
I can speak for the department. I can't speak about individuals. And
Yeah,
like
so
there's
the
there's
department.
4 of us. Okay, what I'll say to you is flat out, I haven't had any conversations with the other justices about you in the past 24 hours. Since we had that meeting. Yesterday.
Okay, what about generally? Because I feel like there's some bad blood that I don't want.
With who? Because like specifically, if it's an individual, you need to talk to the individual.
I agree, and I plan to. But when I'm coming around and then I'm being told that this is being expedited so that I can get replaced, is not.
It's got nothing to do with you. But okay, Richard.
Maybe there's some
first
miscommunication.
first time I saw this legislation was yesterday. right? And you'll have seen there were edits made overnight that went on the doc because I was out with the funding,
I saw that, yeah.
right? Like I had issues with it, right? Because the way I
Thank you,
read
Jim.
the original proposal in the meeting when we went over it, it was like kind of laid out like there'd be like a divide of percentages. But then when I read it specifically last night, when I went to bed, I was reading it and I was like, this isn't what we discussed at all. So like it got changed to just be a flat amount because I want the marshals to be funded, right? Like, and I want them to be well funded. I don't want them to be scraping. Because me and you both know the last thing you need to be worrying about is your fucking budget when you're doing the kind of work that the marshals do, right?
Yeah.
So like, I want them to be well funded, and I figure like, also if we just gave flat amounts, so 3 million a month or whatever it's currently being legislated that. If that doesn't work, we can obviously be expanded and amended. But like, I think it's a decent amount of money that you can plan what you're doing with that money month by month, right? Like it's a good chunk to start with.
I think the money's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with the rest of the stuff. This is the thing.
With what?
I wanted to be a director quite badly, and
Mhm.
obviously I've wanted that for like, since Angel left. But I can see some issues with the whole nominating majority thing.
Well, you think it should be unanimous? Because unanimous causes deadlocks. That mean they never go anywhere.
No, I see the issue with that. Let's say you guys all bring up different names, right? You want to vote for a different person. And
Do you mean as each as legislative authorities, or?
Yes. When I say so I say, let's say the mayor brings one person, the other mayor brings another person, you guys bring one, and then Sama brings one, and none of you can really agree on one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that immediately goes to the public vote, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's the way it reads.
But the issue with it, I think that's fine. But the issue with it comes is there's no restrictions on who it can be, right? So let's say, I'm not saying this would happen with you specifically, but let's say two of the authorities want to get a felon, right? We're talking about felons a lot lately. They want to get a felon into office. Then they both say, okay, we're gonna put these different names forward to the group, but we only want one of them. But we're just not going to agree, so we don't get a majority. And then they put it to the docket, where then one of them removes one of the names, and the person who's the most popular becomes the marshal director, who has no experience and is a felon. What is stopping that from happening?
Me, I'll immediately file an injunction to freeze the election, and as one of the the mechanism for all public ballots, I would freeze the election. Richard, I'm not fucking around with the marshals. It should be the best of the best. They should be beyond reproach. I'm I care. I care. I
know you do. But the issue arises. I mean, it could be a very simple line to add that says, someone who would be the director would be someone with law enforcement experience and doesn't have a criminal record. Like it's like 2 seconds, right?
I mean, yeah, I understand.
It's not a big ass. It's just like when you guys, they had the whole thing with the mayoral elections. There was I mean, it's almost common law at the minute where we don't hire felons, right? So in a similar vein to you guys not hiring felons as mayor, not allowing felons to be mayor, there was a common precedent set. There's always been a common precedent that it's in the marshals, we don't hire felons,
I'm going to be real. I think that still stands. Even if it's not written down, I think it still stands. I mean, I'll be moving forward with that understanding that we're not putting felons forward to be, the director of the marshals because it's brain dead.
Yeah, but the issue is, I mean, people are going to look at somebody like Kyle Pratt and be like, that guy was the sheriff, he was a marshal, he could do a good job, and there's nothing stopping him.
He's applicable for an expungement right now, Richard. That's the issue, right?
Right.
It's been over 30 days since he committed a crime. He is applicable for an expungement.
Well, he was charged like a week ago.
But it's about how long you've been crime-free. That's what it says in the expungement legislation. It says 30 days without crime. He didn't commit the crime. It was on the docket for 4 months, dude. You can't.
It says 30 days since you've been charged. I might be wrong.
No, it doesn't. It says since you committed a crime, I think. I checked this recently. Because I'm looking at expungement legislation because it's the cause du jour everyone wants to talk about at the moment.
This means they have not been arrested or charged with any misdemeanors or felonies.
He was charged the day he was charged, and it was put on the docket, right? The individual seeking
What?
expungement has been crime-free for the last 30 days.
No. Oh, wait, regardless, not important.
Yeah.
Again, my point is, somebody like Pred, who might not be eligible for expungement, might fit the bill, but is a criminal, and it might still get pushed. I just think, again, I think that there might arise issues where somebody would want to put someone like that in, and they would purposely make sure there wasn't a majority, politicking, as Michael put it yesterday, and then it goes to a public vote.
My read on the majority thing there, is to make sure that the DOJ doesn't basically be the ones who make the decision, right? But it basically means that the elected officials have, a quorum that can, stop the DOJ being obstreperous as they've been in the past. Because we're not elected, right? We're appointed.
Yeah, I mean,
it means the power lies with the people.
Yeah, I don't. This is the issue. It's very difficult.
You want a written protection in there about. Yeah. And I understand that, right?
I'm looking.
The way I do it, Richard. If I were you, right, I'd let the first thing go, right, and if it turns into some weird bullshit, then put forward an amendment immediately to fucking protect against it. But I don't think it will, because that's not my understanding. My understanding is we want the best person for the job. That's what I want. That's what I'll be fighting for. I'll be fighting for somebody capable, competent, willing to do the work. But okay, like here's my issue. While the marshals are down bad, and they've been down bad for a couple of months, right? Like, speaking frankly about it, numbers wise,
it's 100%. Yeah,
shit's happened internally with us that I am unhappy with. The Moose Knuckles thing, I am furious about. Like, I have worked here for so long and dedicated my life to this, to the point where, like, I literally believe, he was charged with the right thing. It was treason what he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fucking, I can't allow that to happen again. I can't allow, I need eyes on my department that I can trust to be looking for the shit that shouldn't be happening. I need it. I need it foundationally. Like, otherwise, my own department doesn't run, right? Like, I need the checks and balances. So, like, if we don't get the right person in place who can actually provide that oversight, like, we're not just failing the marshals, we're also failing the Department of Justice. And after what just happened with Princess, each of the counties too, right? The whole state could fail. Like, you are literally the thin red line between us and chaos. And it's such a big job. It's got to be the right person.
He understands my point.
Can't be like, oh, let's YOLO this and hope it's good. That can't. Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not worried about people like you. I'm worried about. So the kind of thing that keeps ringing in my head is this legislation is the legislative authorities appointing their own accountability, right? In a very broad sense, that is what's happening. They are appointing the person that's going to hold them accountable in the future if they do anything wrong. That is, like, from my perspective, flawed in the sense that how can we trust the majority of those legislative authorities to appoint somebody who's gonna do a good job when we've seen the mayors do what the mayors have done in the past? We've seen what Pred's done. He's admitted to embezzling money from the state. We've seen what Princess done. She got charged with embezzling money from the state or the county. How can we trust, like, going back and saying, okay, Princess, give us a vote on who you want us to hold you accountable? It would be a silly thing to do, and when you say it out loud, it don't sound good.
But the issue with that, Richard, is if you're saying, right, foundationally, that the mayors not only have too much power, that's a constitutional issue, which is constitutionally granted to them, right? But you're saying that the office of mayor is so foundationally flawed that you shouldn't be trusting the mayors. What are we gonna do? Have a dictator?
Well, no, I'm not saying.
Have
I'm not
somebody
saying that.
governor appointed. So what? Okay, we go down an order of magnitude to you don't trust them to appoint oversight, right? Okay, fine.
Yes.
So let's right. Are we then waiting on the governor to appoint somebody? Because we've been waiting for months, my dude, and it hasn't happened.
That's the part where I kind of catch myself, because I understand that something needs to happen, right? I'm not
Yeah.
oblivious to that fact. Something needs to happen. I've been
Like,
waiting for something to happen.
Are you aware that there were talks between the Department of Justice and the governor about 3 months ago to legislate a mechanism for appointing a director? Are you aware those
Yes,
talks took place?
yeah, I was
Okay,
told that.
so the governor wrote something, and I rewrote it for him, made it all legal, easy, and nice and shiny. And it sat there for 3 months, and nothing's happened with it, dude. Like, we're at the point where it's either we do something and something happens, and we can fix it if it's broken, but, like, do we do something or do we just keep waiting? It's to me, it's like shit or get off the pot time, you know?
I don't agree. I think this has been needed. I think that there also comes like the concern for me when I'm there at the meeting yesterday, and I'm like, you know, can I be involved in the discussion, right? And again, I'll say this to you, Grayson. I do not care whether or not I get appointed the director. I didn't care back when it was between me and Craig either. I just want there to be a director who we can trust and is doing the job right, and it stabilizes the department. But regardless, I am currently the highest ranking marshal. I've been here for a very long time. So I asked to be involved in that meeting, but it didn't happen. So can I ask why that didn't happen?
I don't know. Again, it wasn't discussed when you left, but like it was very obvious that the tone had gotten very adversarial at that point. You know, it seemed to me that, you know, you being there might have been a detriment to, you know, discussions going forward at that point, right?
I mean, I can agree with that, but then on the flip side, I wasn't invited in the first place.
But also, like I said, I saw that legislation for the first time yesterday, right? Like, it wasn't. I didn't write it. It had nothing to do with me up until that meeting. You know, like the mayors themselves wrote it and brought it to the rest of us yesterday at the meeting.
Okay. I mean, I can assure you that, you know, nobody in the marshal office has been spoken to about this, which to me says a lot.
I mean, it's. I think the legislation's also very plain and obvious. There's nothing obfuscated in there. They're not trying to sneak anything past anyone. It's not like I get it. You want some say in your own future. You want some self determination. We all do, right? If somebody came in tomorrow and was like, "Okay, it's DOJ restructure time," as a justice, I'd be super pissed, right?
Exactly.
I get it. Like 100%, I understand. Like he's like Richard. I can't say what I can say to you, right? What I can say to you is this, right? You want the job, I'll make sure you get an interview. I'll make sure that you are a candidate who is taken seriously and talked to and talked about seriously. When I applied to be a marshal, one of the reasons I applied is because you were there. Because I trusted you as an investigator. I trusted you as a police officer. I trusted your work ethic. I trusted your investigative skills. To me, you were the example of excellence that made me want to be a marshal. Right. So, like, you will get a fair shake as far as I'm concerned. No favoritism, not a friendship thing, competence. Though.
I think, again, I think I'll just say I don't, as much as I appreciate that, there's no part in me that wants, the only part in me that wants the director position is if other names being brought up, I think would be detrimental to the state, right? Like the only time I feel like I would want to step up to that at this point would be if I feel like there's a serious issue going on with the names being nominated. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to know those names anyway, so because it's not going to be public, is it? In terms of like what names are being put forward.
I can absolutely put forward the notion that when we nominate people to discuss, we make a post in the city hall stating what those names are publicly. Because I see no reason at all why this should be hidden.
I agree.
I believe in transparency.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It definitely it's difficult. I don't know the solution here really.
I think if a legislative authority is nominating a name with as a part of their official function, right? Like let's say the Sama director. The Sama director decides that they want to nominate, pick a name. I don't know, Libby, right?
Yeah.
The Sama director wants to nominate Libby. They should be confident enough in that choice to put their name next to it publicly facing. I think that's only fair. Because I would, whoever I nominate. Even if I decided I wanted to nominate Kyle Pred, I'd put my name next to it, right? Because if you ain't willing to say what you're doing, how are you meant to be, accountable to it?
Exactly. Exactly. That's really all I want, man. It's all I want is accountability. I just see flaws or potential flaws in the whole point in our own accountability.
I think I look like every form of governance, right? Like every form of governance, they are imperfect. Like what's the phrase about democracy? It's the best choice, best of a worst possibility, right? Like it's like
Right.
nothing
Yeah.
works perfectly. The reality is the other option is we await the governor, which could literally mean it's another 6 months. If he ever cares enough to make an appointment. Here, this legislation gives us a reason, a mandate, and the authority to start funding the marshals again without the conflict of interest involved in it just being the DOJ and us then funding a law enforcement agency, which leads to a vested interest in the outcome of court cases involving the marshals. That can't happen. It's got to be everybody or nothing, right? It's got to be the whole legislative authority remit connected together as a body, just doing checks and balances. We live in an imperfect world, and I think it's not the greatest solution in the world, but it is a solution, and I think it's a workable one. That's why I signed off on it. I think it's better. It's a better solution than having no solution at all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can agree with you there. I'd rather have a solution than nothing.
I'd rather you guys getting paid, getting funded, being able to hire again, having a mandate to go out, and a director with the feeling of a vision and the feeling of power to set about a new direction for you guys. I think all that's healthy and good. And like I said, my department depends on it because I can't have more moose knuckles.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a bit of a kick in the teeth. I just picture the Blaine County Mayor or the Los Santos County Mayor coming up with legislation about the LSPD or the BCSO, and the chief or the sheriff not being present to that. It wouldn't happen.
So I mean, I hope you know the way I feel about that. Like when we did search or seizure, I had meetings with the sheriff, McNulty. I had meetings with Turner, the chief of police. I had meetings with both mayors. Like everybody got involved. That's the way I think it should be done. I can't tell other people how to do their jobs.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I got to try and sort whatever issues Dawn has with me. Because I don't really like my name being thrown around the way he's throwing it around. So I guess if you see him, I've already texted him saying in the judge chambers, but
I mean, I can stick my head in that door and see if they're still in there.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let them know. Do you want to wait in here? Or are you gonna wait downstairs?
I'm waiting here. That's fine.
Okay, no problem. I'll leave you in here. I won't lock the door.
Oh my god, there's an Ark Raiders announcement. Just tell me that in a bit. Didn't they include the chief and the sheriff in the process of selecting a director? I mean, no, I actually kind of agree. Because as much as the mayors appoint them, they're still, like, we work closest with the police departments on a day-to-day basis. And they have many more government employees than any other, you know, thing in the city. Like, if you look at the number of government employees, 90% of that is police departments. So, a lot of our work is the sheriff and, you know, and the mayor. I don't know, man. This just seems like it came out of the blue. There definitely seems to be... I don't know where it's come from, and I maybe it's Nino, I don't know. But Michael's come in with a pre-opinion on Dark. I guess Danielson has issues with Dark too. Angela, I don't know. I don't know whether she's just like signing stuff. She is a new Sama director. I don't know. I don't know whether she doesn't have a lot of political experience. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of anti-dark propaganda right now, which I really don't know where it's come from. I mean, I'll roll with it, man, but it's coming out of nowhere. I can't get over Danielson saying to Weiss, saying Dark has been a freak this weekend. He literally said Dark is a freak. What the fuck? Where the fuck has that come from, man? That's some like... that's some... I don't know what the word is, but... it's pointed. The state is falling apart. What has happened in my abs? Daniel's not happy. Is this all because of the felons of the mayoral cabinet? Potentially? I don't know. It does feel very high school. I mean, the stuff with fucking Maxwell yesterday too. Jesus Christ. I felt like I was on the fucking... I felt like the headmaster had set up a meeting at high school. It was crazy. It is because they're mad that Dark's gonna hold them accountable? Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is confront people about it. And when we confront people about it, they get defensive, and then we get told to do our fucking job. And then we confront Maxwell, and then all kinds of things are said. Who knows what Danielson's gonna say? Who knows, man? Let's just check him off the fucking list. This week's punching bag is Richard Dark, weighing in at 175 pounds on a good day. 5'6". Just got cured of the plague. That was too much of a good thing. The over and done in Doom calling toxic. Okay, let's not harp on that, dude. It's crazy, but let's not harp on it. I need music or something. Go on the offensive and attack when you can. Oh yeah, by the way, listen, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but you can always pause it. I read this morning when I woke up. This is Michael Rozelle entering as counsel for Risa Berry. Not as the mayor, as counsel. Wink. Motion to dismiss. Improper standing of the petitioner. Evidence improperly obtained. Under color of authority. Concern regarding competence of the petitioner. Evidence. Relief sought. The DOJ initiate or recommend an authority conduct review of Marshal Richard Dark and any other individual found to have assisted or support this politically motivated witch hunt. Like the chief? You gonna impeach the chief? Don't want to throw you under the... I know, I liked it, yeah. Yes, this was the response to the impeachment of Risa Berry. I think we touched a nerve. Hope he was logged in as a lawyer and not the mayor. That's funny. Okay, hold on. I'm failing to see the point here. So he's posted evidence that says... I think he's trying to imply that marshals can't impeach or do ACRs. I think that's the point being tried to make here. But does he forget that I'm a people who can pay $250,000? I'm very confused. He said proof of impeachment payment to DOJ account made by Richard Dark in the amount of $250,000, classifying his filing as a people's petition paid by Richard Dark in a civilian capacity. So then I guess he's arguing that I shouldn't have evidence. Hold on, MDT Records incorrectly labeling Miss Barry as the deputy mayor, a position not held by Miss Barry since 1:55 p.m. Eastern on the 28th of the 7th, 2025. So he's saying that he fired her that day? Apparently? There's news to me. The tag's been removed! What is going on? What is going on? Actually, what is happening? Hold on a second, I gotta check something. Yeah, we could get a refund, that's true. I see you, baby. What time is what time is that time he put? 1:55 p.m. Eastern is what time? 18:55. So why do I have a picture? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. If she was fired at 6:55, why do I have this photograph of her being Los Santos County Mayoral Cabinet Deputy Mayor at, hold on, let me just get you the right time here, at 7:39 on the same day? How is that possible? That's the timestamp of the screenshot, an hour after she was fired. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lying on the docket. Uh-oh. Grayson, we should probably have a chat. Here's a promise. He hung up. That is grounds for impeachment, I think. You push criminal charges for that? The only criminal charge I could think of is perjury, but I think that has to be in the court of law, not on the docket. Making any declaration or statement under oath penalty of perjury. I don't think there's a thingy. The act of destroying, concealing, or removing a piece of evidence with the purpose of hiding the truth or making item unavailable for I mean, you could argue that she is the evidence. That's really interesting. What does it say on the docket? Wait, she's still employed. And her call sign's been changed. What is going on? Her call sign's gone. Someone's literally been in here and changed it. What is going on? What is going on, dude? Oh my god. Yeah, so I have a screenshot from yesterday after the time he states where her call sign is literally deputy mayor. It says MDT Records incorrectly labeling Miss Berry as deputy mayor. So who put that on there then? Now I'm interested about who put that tag on there and who removed it. He could be verbally fired for changing the MDT. I mean, if he fired her and didn't remove her access to a, you know, the place where she can read things, you know, government access to an MDT, is that not like dereliction of duties? There's so many issues here.
Any other questions before I step up?
Who was that?
All right, hey, what's up? Sorry about that.
Hello,
I
Your Honor.
promised to talk with the chief of police and Doc, and then it turned into a whole getting clarity thing and big snowball.
Yeah, that happens. It happens. Things just kind of spiral out of control, don't they? I guess I'll just cut straight to the point, Daniel. Have we got a problem?
Huh?
Do you have any issues with me?
No.
No?
You think I have issues with you?
I've got people saying that you said that I was an embarrassment in the meeting yesterday.
I mean, that was kind of embarrassing.
Right. Do you want to elaborate and say it to my face?
I'm telling you that was embarrassing. I thought you would. Listen, I'm not trying to get in a pissing match with you.
There's no pissing here, so
I've been to
the bathroom.
being there because it was just an uncomfortable situation of the mayor just chatting shit to you.
Okay, so you admit that I didn't do anything other than be chat shit at. So what part of that was embarrassing?
That's my personal feelings. Is I would not be holding my head high if someone was just dressing me down in front of the legislative authorities like that.
So it's embarrassing that I held my head high when someone was being a dick.
I mean, if you want to misconstrue what I'm saying,
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand.
Listen, I don't have a problem with you personally, but professionally, it's like you pick fights in the wrong places.
Okay, elaborate. I'm open to constructive criticism.
Well, just the whole bringing up to that subject yesterday.
Yeah.
Going about it in the way that you did, it was just like there was a constructive way to have a conversation, and you just kind of sat on what you wanted to sit on, and like to your credit, standing on business, which credit where credit is due, but it's like there's other ways to solve issues like that, and you just kind of you stood on your point and you weren't moving. And
okay, what would you have recommended would have been a better way to handle that?
I mean, at least trying to get some understanding of where the other side is coming from.
I was asking lots of questions to try and understand why
you were, but you didn't like the answers that they were giving, and then came up with solutions that like make it less transparent as to what they're trying to do. Like the solution you gave as to why not have her hired and just go talk to her and have meetings with the besties.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of hiring her is to be transparent with the public as to who he's having conversations with and who he's putting in position.
So if he goes and speaks to Hydra, he needs the Hydra person to be in the cabinet?
Well, the whole point of her being in the cabinet is that she has a greater voice within his cabinet and helps make decisions on a higher level than just we're having an offhand conversation.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not divert from the issue. I think my issue is that I go and speak to some of my marshals and Weiss, Judge Weiss, after you drove away in the go-kart, and I guess you're talking about how I was embarrassing at a meeting, but haven't spoken to me about it.
I mean, what is it to say? Am I going to say, oh man, you really got shit on by the mayor at the meeting yesterday?
Right, but do you not see my point of view? Like, it seems like you have some kind of problem with me because you're talking like you're basically talking shit behind my back.
I mean, I definitely have a problem with the way that you talked to everybody at that meeting yesterday.
And did I talk to everybody?
Let's not act like you weren't on a pedestal.
Right?
When everybody's just there to have a conversation and hear you out, and you're coming from a moral high ground that, like, that's not what we're here for.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to further explain that. Just the way that you were talking to people and obviously rubbed people the wrong way.
Okay. I don't really understand. I was invited.
I can't explain social cues.
What does that mean?
I'm not going to sit here and explain what social cues are and like tone and talking to people and messages that you're putting across, and when people are pushing you on those matters and you're unmoving and unwilling to understand where they're coming from.
Okay. I mean, listen, you might be right to some extent, where I wasn't agreeing with the things that, well, let's be honest, only the mayor was saying, and everybody else was kind of just nodding their head. So yeah, there were some things that I didn't want to move on because I didn't agree. Sorry about that. I came because I was invited. I didn't plan to have a discussion with every member of the legislative authority. I planned to have a meeting one-on-one with Michael. I had a conversation with Grayson about it, and then I guess Grayson brought it up, and I was invited down. Like, I wasn't put in that situation. Well, I was invited there, right? And then I gave my opinion. I had a discussion, and then you're saying that, well, because I held my ground about my opinions on something, that's embarrassing.